Hey-oo. Search, what's up, man? How's your work going? Shit. Got a lot to do. We have the option to be off or have a half day tomorrow. Being off yesterday threw a wrench in my project plan. Oh, that sucks, man. I'm doing really good, thank you. Very good. Very, very, very good. Just trying to figure this out. It's like a code I need to crack. Because it's like I can paint something. It's how I want to paint it. Like I want to shift things slightly from reality. So it's landscapes I'm not used to as much. There's a lot of different ways to do landscapes. And it's trying to figure out what way works, and sometimes I kind of merge the two. So having a direction is really, honestly, extremely important. Sometimes I start with a direction that I kind of fall off, and it makes my life a little bit harder. But that's on me. But still, it's I come up with different ways of painting things every time, and it's a lot. I had fun rating. I really do. I like running those, um, like those small groups with our team and stuff. I thought that was nice. I can't do it all the time, obviously. PvE is not my thing, but uh, it's good having you and Wrath and stuff to help us out. It's good change. Good change. They really do put a lot of design into the dungeons, right? I know. But there's so much to improve on. Morning Crin hates evening Crin. It's not that bad, man. As long as I can like think. This is the thing. Like physically, I'm pretty good at like pushing through stuff. Let me turn this down so I know it's probably. But yeah. No, I had fun. I had fun. I should have gone to bed like an hour and a half sooner, but it's all good. I'm pretty good at pushing stuff. Like I said, it's like the mental game, if some mental shit happens, that's what throws me off. It's which I've had to deal with so much of that. Fortunately, not as much recently, but it's like dating the wrong person or something. That stuff will mess with your mind. Physically, I can handle things. Torque and I were Serge, yeah, Torque and I were up. We played, we did some arena, then we were just in disc for an hour or something afterwards. Zerks was there. He went to bed a little bit earlier. Oh man, it's a fun night though. Last night I couldn't think. I was literally just like the last 2 or 3 games. I was just isolating. I cannot remember being just so out of it, and I was having fun as long as nobody cares about losing or winning. But everything I knew went out the window. I was like, everything was like 20 steps ahead of me. So procrastinate sleeping. That's a good, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, always been mainly a PvE or PvP. I never found a good group to do it till you guys. So raiding and dungeons is what I like. Good at. It can lead at raid or dungeon, but not PvP. Yeah. Um, well, if there's anything in PvP you want to do, just let me know. I'll help you out. I used to be, I started with raiding, and then PvP came. I think I started PvPing intensely. I don't know. I always kind of did, but I wasn't into arena. I always did BGs. Torque, you're making it sound awful. Oh, Mythic Plus. You could do that. I mean, my thing's the time. I like, oh, it's the creature. It's the creature. What's up, Hal? I'm not blocking. The camera is. It's more straight on than normal, huh? So, deadbeat. Just tell your dad he's gonna have to step up a little, good job, take care of himself. Yeah. The guild has been lacking stupid, so I'm not against it. You should definitely start something up if you want to. I think you would get a response in SPM, and I would run when I can with you, but I think I would be a liability because I just um, don't do it enough. Like I said, when I'm on, I like doing arena or what have you. Shit. Really? Because it would help the DPS, is that why? The Jizz house again. It would have helped if I could go out and actually see what I was doing with this, but for the most part, I'm always with my dad, so I couldn't make it. Lati, what's up? Yeah, you like that? That's what it feels like sometimes. It's like being able to constantly practice your rotations and muscle memory and stuff. You know what? That's the way to sell me on it. Because like here's the thing, like I agree with that, and I think it would definitely benefit. I think the main problem that I have currently is that I feel like I need to set it up so much because my rotation and burst is very easily countered. If I don't get the kicks and the stuns out of the way, if I don't get precog going, uh, I'm like I have to get, for example, Hunter's feign death out of the way. Ilakimo, what's up? How's the kid? So I find myself hesitating, trying to bait these things out, and I come off perhaps less aggressive than I should at certain points. And so that's my problem. And then, like you said, the sustained damage isn't that great. So I try to play to the strengths of what I think I have, which is the CC, baiting that out, getting that. But at that point, I've taken so much damage, I think it's very hard on Zerks. And so I need to get better at kiting, and it's hard against warriors. So that's my thought process. The burst, I feel like I don't think about the burst. I once it goes, I'm like, all right, I'm going. But it's like you have to get that one window, get the healer down. Ideally, you have the trinket. It's just so much. You think so? I feel like I'm not aggressive enough. Well, last night doesn't count. Last night I was like, I was out of it. I could not. We're just messing around. But normally, like if I'm clear-headed, I'm looking. I'm saying, okay, like I'm gonna kick these. I have like the kick macros and everything for the off targets and arena 1-2-3, sheep 1-2-3. I wasn't like the sheeps. Was kind of doing everything else was just I couldn't do. Heard a lot from the first raid night to second. New talents too. That's great for PvP, but unless against the boss, I almost kicked my iPad off. Useless against bosses. You wouldn't be a hindrance. Oh, good. Well, I used to raid, and like I said, if you want to get me to raiding, making the PvP argument is the way to get me in there. Yeah. What I did different was I just ran a different build. Like I was doing the fire rotation before, but I might not have had it set up properly. It was my PvP, and so you don't have I don't think we had living bomb. No, you do have living bomb. You do. You do have living bomb. I think. I can't remember. Anyway, if that's like PvE or not. It's just learning mechanics, and then it's rinse and repeat. Yeah. Like I said, I used to raid. Oh, son of a bitch. I say I can handle the physical stuff, and I've literally almost destroyed my my iPad and my camera within the last minute. Camera's actually okay. Look at that. Anyway, the limited comfa. Fuck out. 3v3 with friends is a good time. Yeah, I can see that. Living bomb would be better for dungeons than raids, I think, but I don't know. Fire. Gotcha. Yeah, with my guild for Mythic Plus, we practice till we get comfortable. Then we kind of start to have fun and do different stuff to make it fun. Frost and Fire both look competitive in Mythic Plus. The actually, so what was happening is when you put Blizzard out, reduces the cooldown of your Frozen Orb. And normally it takes 2 blizzards to reset the cooldown. That's if everybody's grouped up. So if everybody's grouped up, the more people it hits, the quicker it resets the orb. And normally, at least in PvP when we're going up against pre-mades, on average it takes 2 of those blizzards, which you get 2 procs for. The mobs were making it proc much quicker, so I was getting the orb before the second one was about to go out. So I was just like constantly putting the orbs and the blizzards out and then just ice lancing in between with brain freeze procs. That sounds so nerdy. For people who have no idea, that is one of the nerdiest things that I have probably ever said even in this game. But that's the truth of what happened. So anyway, in other words, it felt more natural to me, like running that. And I'm used to fire. I used to do fire in arena. It's a slightly different build that I'm used to playing in arena, but I could still doable. Okay, I'm kind of going in circles with this stuff, and that's not working. So I'm going to mix this up just a little bit. Frost Lego and Shadowlands to make Lance's or Blizzard Shatter was amazing, but the rotation was just those 2 buttons. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like it's good damage, but you're limited by you can't there's not like a challenging rotation that can improve it. I think I know what you're saying, and I agree with that. But yeah, it was fun. I had a good time. That was a fun time. That was a lot of fun. Shit. Why did I do that? I want to gear up my demo in Mythic Plus. Hunter feels so boring in dungeons for some reason. You're very good on your Hunter. But yeah, I guess that's another great way of learning about what you're going up against in arena is if like going through your damage rotations on other characters in Mythic or whatever. I guess that's one way of doing it. Might be too dark. I think I can make that work. I'm basically probably going to be a really short night. I think Fridays, Zerks normally hangs out with his girlfriend. But I can heal on my paladin for you if you want. He's not that well geared. Um, but if we find another player, I'll play some with you. If I sometimes Friday night I just kind of crash. All right, we're your girlfriend now, bitch. That's funny. That's a good one actually. Dun, dun, dun. Man, I tell you, we're a funny breed. Stupid game. I like it because it's not a brain dead activity. It really, you can make it that way, but it's such a challenge, and it's very rewarding when you do something good. Even though the rating's horrible, it's like you feel like the game's more enjoyable when you know how to play it. And I have found myself, and I think I'm like average to maybe a little bit above average of a player in terms of PvP. But in terms of who's playing right now, I'm really at the bottom, I think. That's the reality. But I've noticed that it's more fun to what? Don't say it. I've noticed that it's more fun. Like I've been able to like almost 1v2 people in battlegrounds where I couldn't before. And I feel like I'm looking like I'm knowing what to do, which is it's fun. I'm enjoying it. You can feel yourself playing better. Delusional. I might be. I might be. I've long have a loving conversation with them. Oh shit. I don't know. I think, but like who's playing right now is it's in my mind it's more of the top rated players. You don't have new players coming in, um, which is very problematic, right? But that's the reality of it. Um, and so, but it's fun when you like you don't think you can do something and then something clicks, or being able to see more when you're playing these games. It's fun. I like it. And it's funny when you don't. Like last night, it was hilarious. I guarantee you, if you go back and check those logs, it's just Icelands. That's it. There's like no dispel or no, I probably should start taking like remove curse in certain situations too. On the forums tell me I'm garbage, so it's nice to have that baseline to work. Yeah, you can only go up and prove them wrong. I try not to get involved enough. I'm on uh, involved enough on the forums. Um, yeah, I like. Well, so when somebody tries to troll you or say something like that, like I always, if they're whispering me, like I've been whispered before, and they're obviously trying to get to me, and it's not going to happen because I just don't care, and more so, I want them to say that stuff. So I always like when they start, they're like, hey, you like, you suck or this and that, and like, you don't know how like do this or whatever. If they're like being a dick about it, I'll start, instead of saying, oh, screw you, and like, which is what they want to hear is me get upset. I start by saying, um, the teabagging is the best part, but the whispers, that's when they do it to you. They have to do it to you first. If you do it to them, it doesn't work. So you get those whispers. And I say, no matter what is said going forward, let's both make a promise to each other that we won't put each other on ignore. Because I have found that they normally like to say stuff and then they ignore you so they get the last word. And it just takes the fun away. So I say that, then they're like, huh. And it throws them off. And then I essentially just, most of the time I agree with them, and they don't know how to handle that. And so they try to ramp it up. And so I ramp it up. And they're like, what the hell is wrong with this person? And it's fun. I live for that stuff. Like, I will beat them at their own game insulting me. And they're like, what? Then they don't know what to do. They malfunction. I don't teabag is because I use X as a key, so I don't have sit key bound. Too lazy. Torque, that's no excuse. We need to get you a key bind. I don't care what it is. And we need to work on your teabagging skills. Barter, who plays with us, you've probably seen him. I don't know if you know him or not. We actually had him teabag once, and he's like the most put together person. It was so funny. Is it juvenile? Yes. Yes. It's great. It's just so fulfilling. Fuck this. Okay. I'm being very inefficient right now. I could have just done this right there. That's what I normally do. Okay. Now, let's use our heads. I'm not painting crate today, but the goal is to get something done. I can still paint to the point where I'm not going to harm the painting, I don't think. So it's all good. No, we need to get you a key. You have a full keyboard. You have a full keyboard. You need to find one key. One key. One key. That's all we need. Boring. I don't like it. I'll approve. It's not good. I'm going to go back to my Doritos that I left on my belly from the night before. That's why I looked at it when it fell down. I said, I'll save you for later. Yes. The beast. The beast does not approve. The beast. She looked down. It looked down and said, I'll save you for later. Torque, I'm dead serious. You think I am dead serious. We need to get you teabagging. And look, here's the thing. I'm fair. I'm a very honorable person. That's a stupid comeback, by the way. You failed with that one. You're normally good. That one, is not good. I'm a very honorable person. You find me, BSG, you come up against me, we'll probably get killed. Fine. You can teabag me, and I will say, I deserve it. I can take it. I can dish it out. I can take it. It gets me whispers. It's a great way to get whispers. Now, we do it fair. We don't always just go in and do it. Like 3 rage whispers since vanilla. Oh, we need to get you more. So you don't have him for later. Gooner. I don't know what Gooner means. Anyway, so like the way you do it is when shit, that didn't really work, did it? Give me a second. Focus. Sometimes I have to focus. That's it. So you don't just want to randomly go up and do it. Like, actually, battlegrounds are different, but in arena, if you've won and there's just a healer and he's just making it hard and he's popping all his cooldowns, literally trying to waste your time, you go and teabag his friend, and then it gets interesting. We're all pushing 50. Shit. We're all pushing 50. I like that attitude. I like that. That's good. All right. I don't care. We need to get you teabagging though. I need to figure out a way to do it. It's actually is Brandon. So baldy. I'm not bald. I do have the high hairline. It's always been this way though, man. Still have it though, man. It's not going back or anything. It's always been high. Plus, I don't care. If I go bald, I will own it. I don't freaking care. It is what it is. Can't help that shit. Can own it. Is that what he did? You're like, I don't keep up with that. Is that what he did? I mean, he's obviously, I mean, he has to be on something. Like, you can get pretty far with hard work. You can. I don't know what he's on, but I would imagine that somebody that large is doing something. I would imagine. I would imagine. Is he? It would make sense. I mean, look, his image is based off that, and you know, he's in his 50s now. Personally, I think steroids should be legal. So, yeah, I'm not sure how much I really care. Everybody gets up in arms about that. Like, I'm not going to do it. Never have. Never. My roommate did. He got banned from ever giving blood again. He went to try to donate blood, and we go to the mall, and he walks out 5 minutes later. He's like, "Well, I'm banned for life." All right, it's pretty funny actually. So I guess it's something that bans you from for life. You know, from maybe stay away from. I don't know. Pretty funny. Alcohol, tobacco, aspirin are all are all far more deadly. If I could legally buy roids, I'd do it. They make old people like us feel healthier. um, I, I guess it depends on what type, but also doesn't it mess with your testosterone levels and all that stuff? I mean, there's some issues with it. I think, right? I'm just curious about the health benefits, or benefits and the disadvantages. Dude, I am clumsy today. Clumsy. I can't give blood. Oh, we know you can't give blood. You're a walking corpse. My blood could make someone overdose. For some, most, but at our age, our testosterone levels suck. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. I'm always for like, I guess, if possible, more natural and healthy ways of doing things, but I'm not overly concerned with any of that stuff, I guess, yet. But yes, always be doing better than I am. Lati, if you're there, this is very difficult and I'm messing up a whole lot. But the key is just to keep on going, never give up, all that stuff. And learn from it, right? Learn from it. See what you did right, see what you did wrong, take note. Most people will get discouraged, most people won't try, most people do give up. So don't do those things and you'll be a step ahead of the game. Whereas, in my opinion, is the enlarging heart or clogging of arteries, but most of that is in line with diet. I love how Hal's always like just attacks me so much. Here's the thing, Hal's actually my buddy, even though she'll say no, but she is. Um, I actually thrive. I thrive when people say I can't, or when I get my ass kicked, or anything along those lines. Like, that's what feeds me. So if you want me to get better, tell me I suck. So I most likely agree with you. Um, I'm a little bitch. It's just funny. I've said this before. When I'm like painting, especially like Torg, I was talking to you about with you about like sometimes what it takes to get here. A lot. And so I walk in here, I'm just like, I could literally, if I wanted to, I could fall asleep on the floor right now. Right? On any given day, not just because I stayed up all last night. And then I come in and she's like, "You're my bitch." I love it. It's just like kick him while he's down. I love it. It gives me energy, actually. It's weird. It really does. I'm not just saying that. I don't know. I think you get to a point, I got to a point where you're just constantly getting your ass kicked in life. And the only thing to do is to get pissed. That's it. And then but then you go overboard on that. So you're always pissed. And so then you just, that's how I think. When I was in high school having a hard time, my dad would walk around the house singing this song to me, despite all your, nice. Make sure if you're dead too. Why wait? The man himself, Jeffrey Livingston the fourth. You get the message I sent you? I'm trying to encourage your ass. You're in a good place. I was also thinking about your plight. You're in a position where you have to do things very quickly, when in reality you need more time to do what you're trying to do, to learn it. However, you are still able to, that doesn't work. Like you can draw lessons out of things, like if you plan yourself, say, I'm going to learn this out of this. It's not going to be how I want it done, but I'm going to try to do this one thing right in it, given the time that they're giving me. So you give yourself little lessons. I do the same thing in my work. And you've seen me when I'm doing a commission that I don't want to do. Well, I set up these little things in my head where I'm going to try to do A, B, C, or D. And if I do it, it's going to be like, I'll call it a success. And so like I'll take a situation that could be bad overall and draw a little learning, like little pebbles out of it. And those pebbles build up so you can actually make yourself better that way. It's a little strategy, a little strat for your ass. How do you do it, man? Create your own lessons. I think you just string words together and hope they mean something. I actually do that a lot. I think I actually started a sentence last night when I was in Torque and Disc with you and Zerks, and I started saying something. I was just honest. I was like, to be honest with you, I thought I was going to go somewhere with that. I thought it would come, and the words never did. So, like, I started talking, and then I just So at that point, I just own it. I'm sure I'll do that here. Haven't read it, been painting since 4 a.m. I have to present 6. You are suffering. What do you say now? Just a little frustrating, as you know. Not giving, definitely, 100%. It's very rough. But what are you gonna do? Kept thinking your mic was cutting out last night because you paused mid-word for like 10 seconds. It was kind of funny. My mind was dying, man. Look, when I get that tired, the first thing that goes is my speech. Maybe, actually. I don't know. I was just like, I probably should have been to bed by 10:30 last night. I stayed up until 2. 2 o'clock. Wasn't able to do one more work and haven't done the portfolio, so probably again not gonna have a good score, and I have to come home in the night to do 2 essays for exams on the Saturday and tomorrow. Paint all day, dude. It's a lot. When's everything done? Oh, I'm doing really good, man. Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing awesome actually. Sometimes you just have to modify your goals a little bit. Look for the long term instead of always just saying, I wish it was like this. Right. It's a hard thing. It's easier said than done. Say that. I've found working by myself, so I have to motivate myself to work. And um, I'm my own boss. That has its advantages, but also major disadvantages because I need to produce nonetheless. I can't be lax. I also want to improve. I want to be good at what I do, right? I want to be good. So you have to come up with these ways of bettering yourself, and sometimes you're limited. You're very limited with what you can do at certain times, right? For whatever reason. And so that's when you modify your goals, but you do it looking ahead. Say, if I, a year from now, know how to do A, B, C, D, well, then I'm in a good place. So instead of going through and saying, I need to create amazing paintings up to that point, just try to draw, like I talked about, the pebbles out of each one. And in the year, you'll have that. So that's the long-term goal, and you're making the best with what you have. These little strategies keep you going. Oka wants you guys to come play some games with us when you want to do epics until SPM starts. I'd like to do that actually. I'll run with you guys. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I appreciate him reaching out. I really do. I'll run with you guys. Y'all run almost every night. Like I said, my thing is this is not an excuse. This is just how it is. I'll get my dad to bed at 8:30 on average. Last night I got him to bed at 9:30 because I was smoking a cigar outside. I had to go home and mow the lawn, just like in high school. It's a big lawn. And so, anyway, my point being, normally around 8:30, 9 o'clock, unless Zerk texts and says, hey, let's do arena, I just zone out and then I go to bed. My enthusiasm dies early. But yeah, I actually do want to do, like, run some. I do. I think you should modify your goal of finishing the painting. Finishing this painting. You mean just have it done? Like, yeah, it's actually pretty close. Next week, Wednesday, gonna have critique for painting course, and exams are done for I think 2 weeks or 3 again. Okay, wait, I need to read that twice because I'm not thinking. Next week, Wednesday, gonna have critiques. Exams are done for I think 2 weeks. 3 again. So you have, but like, when are you out of school? You said like you're going into winter. It's reversed down there. Peru is where he lives. I'll get you the address later because that's totally legal. His personal address. Yeah. By the way, I have to go. I'll be back on. I have to go help my dad. I told my sister I'd be back in a couple of minutes. I have about 5 or 10 more minutes that I gotta run. But I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm just not doing a good job in certain things. It's actually looking okay. I need to see this upside down for a second. It's the critique like. Yes, Jeff, what's the critique like? Is it like a panel of people standing around your painting just talking shit about your mistakes? Yes. 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 Are they themselves good, Jeff? To jury and the teachers, and they just say shit or they're good. Give at least a good advice. If teacher is good, not going to complain about you. Be the first time I'd argue with a teacher, to be honest. Not proud of that. Oh. It's okay. I'm actually going to go here. I'm going to start doing the foreground. You're going to lose main camera really quick. I need to check something. stay away. It's my life away, but it's the greatest. There we go. This. If you had to pick a single favorite painting out there in the world, not yours, what would it be? It'd be by Sima Radsky. It would be either him or Bouguereau. Be Song of the Angels by Bouguereau, or the one where he's holding a child and a lamb. I can show you all the pictures. Or there's one where Jesus is walking up and looking at what I assume is Mary Magdalene, by Sima Radsky. It's a very, very well done. Those paintings, technically, I like both of them, and subject matter, I like both of them. So that's 3. It's hard, and it changes. They mostly say, okay, but finish the freaking work, and it's me saying, dude, I could do a pretty fast nude and do it badly and make it look kind of pretty, but it's not about it looking pretty. We are supposed to learn about this, and I like to take time, more than 4 hours for a drawing that is almost my size. And those drawings that he was showing were like, the nude figure he posted was like, it was like this big. I mean, it was a big drawing. It was like 3 feet at least, which that's a lot. That's hard to do. Do public your address, Lewis. We and the haters want to visit you. This actually is, well, my studio is public because that's on my website. It's probably very easy to find where I live. Share your address. Look how Hal is excited to visit you. She can't leave her home. She will die at the edge of her yard if she gets that far because of the sun. Yeah, it's very hard. Like, and then what would happen, like with the paintings, to choose a painting is very difficult. I would say something, I did say something, and then I would see another painting, and that would take me over to that one. I mean, that's a hard one. It's a very good exercise to do, though. It makes you think. It's a link of the house. Wait, what is this? The kangaroo. It's really funny. Good. I like that. Okay. That's actually hilarious. All I can do is read a book to stay awake. This first and last name, I could probably find his. Probably could, man. It's probably not that hard. You know. Okay. Let's see if this is paused or what. Play. Huh. That's not good. Secret destroyer. Oh, I see what happened. It's weird. So I'm looking at the song and the angels. For something like this, would the artist find a group of people and um, pose them and paint them? I assume this was before pictures. Yeah, and I think too, he doubled up on the model. So like he had the model in various positions, and so how he would work was he would do a lot of sketches in his sketchbook, and then I think oftentimes I think he would probably have he did so many studies through life that he knew how to fill them in, like color them and such. I think though he would mainly do drawings and actually no, he would do drawings, color studies, very in-depth studies of the hands, every individual part in different positions. So by the time that he did his actual painting, it came together incredibly fast. That's how Bouguereau worked. He was very meticulous in his preparation for each individual painting. So he would have live models for it. It's amazing the stuff he did. He's actually a model of how you're supposed to develop a piece. No matter what, in my opinion, no matter what style you're painting it in, his preparational methods were outstanding. Because it wasn't just about figuring, like, he was studying the form and the anatomy. You know, he's brainstorming positions and, you know. Something else, man. Something else. Mix these colors and I gotta go help my dad and I'll be back. My exam is later going to be paying, but going to try to connect. Hey, good luck with that, man. You'll survive, man. Everything's always such a big deal in high school. Universities and stuff, it's nothing. Guys, I gotta run. I gotta go. But I will be back, I think, later on. Torque, the size of your palate loose. Thank you, Jeffrey, my dear boy. So true. It's your whole world while you're there. Then you get out and realize that there's another life doesn't matter anymore. Yep. That's how it is. That's how it is. That's how it is, man. Guys, I should be back. I want to try to stream at least another hour today at least. So I'll be back probably about 40 minutes to an hour or something like that. Okay, guys, I'll see you.